Hello everyone, how are you doing? A while ago I was curating this muted tones palette that was inspired by another palette, an earth palette of Kramer, and since then I used it quite a lot. Also yesterday I painted this painting. And then I remembered that I have another palette that I don't use at all. It's this Schmincke leather palette. I tried to use it a few times or many times and wasn't satisfied with it. I painted this painting with it and this painting with it. But in both of them, I switched to my Daniel Smith watercolor palette because I felt it wasn't enough. And even though I really love some of the colors in this palette, they weren't enough for me. In this painting, I just added some pencils because I felt it wasn't interesting enough. So I decided to look back at this palette and see what I don't like about it. And what I found is that I have here the super granulating watercolors of Tundra and of Shire, and I felt that they don't give me enough options. So I decided to create a new palette, a mixing palette, and to pull off all of my super granulation Schmincke colors and put other colors for mixing. So let's look at the colors I chose. The first color will be lemon yellow, PY3. It's a bright yellow. Unfortunately, it's less light fast than, for example, PY171. But I don't have the Schmincke version for it. So this is quinacridone gold hue. PY150 and PR101. Next is a color that I really love, transparent orange, PO71. It's the Schmincke version is very soft, which I really like. Very beautiful. Next is geranium red, PR242. Next is magenta, PV42. Next is manganese violet, a very granulating violet, very beautiful and very nice in color mixing. If you have the super granulating colors of Schmincke, it is in many mixes. Next is Cobalt Violet Hue. PV62. I really like this hue. It's very close to Winsor and Newton Ultramarine Violet. Next is Delft Blue PB60. I like the Schmincke version. It's very beautiful. But I usually prefer the Daniel Smith version because it's more grayish. I know that many people don't like it, but I do. Next is ultramarine or French ultramarine, a very granulating ultramarine blue, very beautiful. Next is Cobalt Azure PB35. Next is Helios Cerulean. Next is Cobalt Turquoise. Helios Cerulean is PB15 column 3, Helios Turquoise PB16, and this is Cobalt Turquoise PG50. It's a great mixing color. Next is Cobalt Green Turquoise, very beautiful cobalt, very granulating. I think it is more bluish leaning than the Daniel Smith one, and yeah, very granulating, amazing mixer. PB36. Next is Phthalo Blue Green shade. PG7. Again, a great mixer. I like to especially mix it with transparent orange or with queen gold hue. Next is Perylene Green. I really love the Schmincke one, PBK 31, of course. The Schmincke one is a bit blue leaning, like the Roman small one, and I like this kind of green because usually I use with it zoisite, which is more yellow leaning green, gray green, and more granulating. So I like that I have one is more leaning to the blue and one more leaning to the green, to the yellow. Next is Cobalt Green Dark. I really love this color, PG 26. I don't like it in every watercolor brand, like the Daniel Smith. I don't like this color specifically, or also in Rembrandt I don't like it, but the Schmincke one is really great. So I don't know if you saw, but many of the granulating colors in this set, or this color palette, is are colors that are also in Schmincke's super granulating watercolors, and I put them for mixing. So this is Cobalt Green Pure PG19. Next is a color from Daniel Smith. It's called Burgundy Yellow Ochre. It's a very granulating and also quite transparent yellow ochre, and leaning to yellow green, and it's a color I like a lot. I put it because I didn't have this kind of ochre from Schmincke, and I needed a yellow ochre. In my other palette, the one before this one, I had Rutal yellow, but it wasn't, it is a wonderful color, but it wasn't a yellow ochre or a granulating yellow ochre, and I didn't want to buy money when I have these amazing Daniel Smith golden earthes. So this is a transparent sienna, PR101. I like this color. It's close to the Winsor & Newton burnt sienna, or to the Daniel Smith transparent, quinacridone burnt orange, PR48. But this is a PR101 color. Next color is transparent brown. PBR41. It's a color that I know for a long time and I love. Yeah, and it's great. It's different from Daniel Smith permanent brown. Also the same pigment, and also it's more oranges. Next color is Potter's Pink. I really like the Schmincke version. I think it's the one that I like the most. And differently from other artists that I saw in YouTube, I don't like so much the Winsor & Newton and the Roman small one. The Daniel Smith I didn't try. Next is a mahogany brown. Very beautiful color, PBR33. I really love this color. I think it's very beautiful. It has beautiful granulation. Really love it. It reminds me one of the Roman small hematite colors. Here is Mars brown, PBR6. A beautiful granulating brown. Very beautiful. Like to mix it with ultramarine or with Delft blue to create a black. Very beautiful. Next is a transparent amber, PR101. Very good mixing color for blacks especially. Very beautiful. And the last one is Mars Black. PBK 11. So this Mars Black is different than the Daniel Smith one. It's more has more brownish undertone, or raw amberish or burnt amberish, something in between undertone. And yeah, I like it. So we'll wait for these colors to dry and then we look at them. The colors have dried, the swatches, and I really love this color palette. So this is the old colors and these are the new. So as you can see, I took out the tundra colors, also this one, and the glacier color and the shire colors, and put in some mixing colors like manganese violet, cobalt violet hue, cobalt azure, cobalt turquoise, cobalt green turquoise, cobalt green dark, cobalt green pure, also helio turquoise, which is a wonderful color for mixing, and one more color that is the Daniel Smith color, just because I didn't have the transparent ochre. I think it's called maybe or transparent ochre or transparent raw ochre of Schmincke. So I decided to put the Daniel Smith one. And also I put in some Potter's Pink and Mars Brown. And yeah, I think it will be very interesting for mixing. I will still miss the Rutal Yellow because I love it a lot. But well, we can put all the colors in. So that's all for today. I may do a video with color mixing with this palette, and also will tell you about paintings I did and maybe show you them. So this is the palette. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you a wonderful time and happy painting. Bye.